Welcome back to another video. Today I am discussing or explaining the Spriggan 12. The Spriggan 12, of course, was a villain group in Fairy Tail that was formed by Mavis and Zareth at the time. Now, of course, each individual of the Spriggan 12 will get their own video explaining their magic, explaining everything. So this is just an overview of the group and of itself, the history, and how it inevitably ended in the Fairy Tail franchise. And now, of course, the members of the Spriggan 12 were Agil, Rami, Brandish, Demaria, Envel, Jacob, Nainhart, August, who was the leader, because Zareth was out here doing side missions, Bloodman, God Serena, Irene, Larcade, and Wall Ekchi. Of course. Now, they were called the Spriggan 12 as they were supposed to guard or help out King Spriggan that resided in the Fairy Tail Guild. Now, most, if not all of them, are creations of Zareth and Mavis, especially August, who is the leader and is the son of Zareth and Mavis through unknown means. They didn't, yeah, to have a child, at least as far as we know. Anyway, of course, just an overview. Agil was the master of sand. August was called the king of magic, of course, who inevitably could cancel out any kind of magic. God Serena, who we introduced to, is the rank 1 within the 10 wizard saints, which is a whole different group, I ain't gonna lie. And was the strongest mage that we were ever introduced to. We have, of course, God Irene, or Irene, the mother of Urza, inevitably, and she just dies because she can't say that in a YouTube video. I don't want to be demonetized. And Larcade Dragonale, who are the more important ones. Of course, he is just one copy or one experiment that was failed because that was one of the more stronger failures of trying to reincarnate END or recreate Natsu as END. Of course, you have Nainhart, while Etchi, Jacob, Envel, yeah. Yeah, of course. Anyway, the Spriggan 12, of course, was they fend off Ishgar. Spriggan 12 was assigned to fend off the resistant guilds, including Fairy Tail, upon their arrival on the newly constructed Gales Hall location, which inevitably started the whole war between the two. Now, I kind of think the Spriggan 12 was a little bit of a disappointment because they were hyped up to be as strong as they were, and to be taken out like that was crazy. Especially Jalal. I get guild darts. Jalal. Come on now. Inevitably, some backstory on them. They weren't supposed to be 12 members at first. There were supposed to be 6 members, but the editor, of course, stepped in. And the magic that they possess are called cheats, of course. Other than that, of course, a year after the war against Fairy Tail and Ishgar, the Spriggan 12 has been disbanded. The stronger members, of course, ended up dying off in the war against Fairy Tail, like Zareth, August, Arcade, Irene, Wall, Bloodman, and God Serena. Other than that, there's still 6 that remain that are just wandering the continent and or in prison. I think 1 is in prison, so hopefully we get to see them in the 1,000-year quest. How is that anime going, to be fair? I hope that anime's going good. I haven't watched it yet. Other than that, yeah, this was the overview of the Spriggan 12. I wish we had more epilogue or exposition between them. Of course, I think they're kind of underwhelming, just because they was taken out so easily, and they were hyped. They were one of the strongest, and this should have been the villain group for Fairy Tail, but not many people remember them. Other than that, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.